Sometimes the truth isn't buried in a file or locked in a vault. It's hidden in plain sight, waiting for someone to ask the right questions. But some questions should never be answered. Welcome to the Unknownfilesx, where the world's strangest mysteries, untold stories, and dark secrets are brought to light. This story begins on October 14, 1988, in the quiet logging town of Cedar Creek, Oregon. The morning fog was thick, clinging to the tall pines like a shroud. A local man named David Riggs was out walking his dog along a little-used trail when he noticed something odd. A car, a blue sedan, was parked just off the path, its driver's side door left wide open. Inside, the keys were still in the ignition. A half-empty cup of coffee sat cold in the cup holder. The car belonged to a young family, the Millers. Mark, his wife Sarah, and their 7-year-old daughter, Emily. They had been reported missing 2 days earlier after failing to arrive at a relative's house. The police arrived and began a search. They found footprints leading away from the car, 3 sets. One large pair for a man, a smaller pair for a woman, and a tiny set for a child. The tracks led deeper into the dense woods, but about 100 yards and something changed. The woman's and the child's footprints simply stopped. There were no signs of a struggle, no scuff marks. Nothing. It was as if they had vanished into thin air. Mark Miller's footprints continued alone. The search team followed his tracks for another mile. The trail became erratic, zigzagging through the trees as if he was lost or disoriented. Then they found something else. It was Emily's favorite teddy bear, lying at the base of an ancient oak tree. It was perfectly clean, almost as if it had been placed there deliberately. But Mark's footprints didn't lead to the tree. They circled it, never getting closer than 10 feet, before continuing on. The investigators were baffled. How did the bear get there? For days, they followed Mark's solitary trail. He seemed to walk for miles without stopping to rest. The tracks finally led them to the edge of a steep cliff overlooking a river. And there, at the very edge, they stopped. There was no sign that he had fallen or jumped. The footprints just ended, as if he too had been lifted from the earth. The search was eventually called off. The official report listed the Miller family as a missing persons case, cause unknown. For 30 years, the file gathered dust. The town of Cedar Creek tried to forget. But some things refused to be forgotten. In 2018, a group of university students doing a forestry survey stumbled upon an old, undeveloped roll of film inside a rusted metal box, not far from where the Miller's car was found. When they developed the photos, the images were chilling. The first few pictures showed the Miller family on their hike. They were smiling, happy. Mark was holding Emily's hand. Sarah was looking up at the trees. They looked like any other family on a day out. But the last 3 photos were different. The first was a blurry shot of Sarah and Emily. They were standing still, looking up at something just out of frame. Their faces weren't smiling anymore. They looked confused, maybe even scared. The next photo was taken from a distance, showing only Mark. He was standing alone, staring at the spot where his wife and daughter had just been. He was looking at empty space. The final photograph was the most disturbing. It was a close-up of Emily's teddy bear, sitting at the base of the old oak tree. The picture was sharp, perfectly in focus. But what chilled investigators to the bone was who must have taken it. Mark's footprints never went near that tree. Sarah and Emily were already gone. So who was left to take that final, perfect picture? The camera was found miles away from the bear, near the cliff where Mark's own trail ended. It's a detail that was never released to the public, a truth that was never meant to be seen. Some mysteries aren't meant to be solved. They serve as a quiet, haunting reminder that there are things in this world we will never understand. What do you think happened to the Miller family? Let me know your theories in the comments below. If you found this story compelling, please like, share, and subscribe to the Unknownfilesx for more explorations into the unknown. Thank you for watching.